Okay, folks, we are going to talk about loops this week. To review, this is the second part of our flow control. Last week we talked about branching, like if usually you have a test. Something like dollar if dollar grade less than or equal to 90, then we do something, echo you got an A, else echo work harder, phi. All right. And that failed because we didn't have dollar grade set. All right, so we have the if, the then, an optional else part, and then the end of the if is phi. The other part of branching we looked at was the case statement. Case, let me see, I am equals Brent, case dollar I am in, and then we have various options. Brent, echo, it is me, and then 2 semicolons. Anybody else? Then we echo, who are you? And cases in with ESAX. Forgot my closing quote there. That's why it didn't work. There we go. It is me. All right. Now this week we're going to talk about the other large section in flow control, namely loops. Branching, as you recall, does one block of statements or another. A loop does the same block of statements over and over again until some specified condition is met. The simplest loop is an infinite loop. It goes on forever. And the simplest type of loop is a while statement. We can do something like while true. True is, of course, always true, so this loop is going to go on forever. And this is just a simple screen clock and monitor kind of script. And then the body of a loop is always between a do and a done. All right, that's like the case and ESAC and if and phi. Do and done is the body of the loop. So we're going to do a do, and we're going to clear the screen and display the date and display who is logged on, and then sleep for 5 seconds, and we're done. Keep doing that over and over again. Clear the screen, print out the date, show who's logged on, and sleep for 5 seconds. And there you go. It's now 17:06:02 Zulu time, 17:06:07, then be 17:06:12, and you see the load average and who's logged on. It's just a simple infinite loop. It goes on forever. Generally, you don't want to have infinite loops, but in this case, yeah, this is what we want. To get out of here, you type a Control-C, and that breaks the loop. Now, most of the time, there is some termination condition on the loop. While something is true, test something is true or false, and the test is exactly like we've seen on the if statement. So we can do a maybe date plus percent capital S. That gives us the number of seconds, and we can say while we run the date plus percent S gives us the current number of seconds, while that's less than or equal to 50. And then we do our do, print out the date, sleep for 1 second, and we're done. And it's just going to print out the date every second as long as the number of seconds is less than 50. So this should terminate on at 49 seconds. We'll see coming up here. There's 40. And when it gets to 49, it ought to terminate. Right, 49. Okay, went over. Yeah, I did less than or equal to. Yeah, so it terminated at 50. Okay. So that's a simple countdown. What else could you do? Well, one time I wrote a backup script that waited until everybody was logged off and then ran the backup. All right, well, how do you know if everybody's logged off the system? Well, you remember there is who, which shows how many people are logged on. So we can do a while, and then we test, and we run who pipe wc-l tells us how many people are logged in. While it's greater than 0, we do sleep for 10 seconds, print out the date, and we're done. And it's just going to continue to loop through until everybody's logged off, and then the loop falls through, and now we know everybody's logged off, and we can run our backup. Okay? Now, while has a conjugate twin sibling called until. In while, the body of the loop executes as long as this test here evaluates to true. Until does the opposite. It does the body of the loop until the test evaluates to true. In other words, until keeps running as long as the test is false. So the way to cast that in as an until would be until, and we test and take who, pipe it through wc-l, and until that is equal to 0, until everybody is logged off, we do sleep 10. We'll do a date, sleep 10, and done. And there it goes. And now it's going to continue looping until everybody has logged off. Which do you use, the while or until? Just depends on how your brain works. I honestly don't think I've ever done an until. I always think in terms of while. I always think in terms of positive things happening here. All right? But again, it just depends on how your brains work. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Okay? So that is your basic while loop. How would we use that? Well, maybe in a script, prompting for the grade, and we could say grade equals 0, and then say while, and we test to see if our grade is not equal to 999. And we continue to loop through here, and we say read -p, enter grade 999 to quit. Grade, echo $grade, done. All right, enter the grade 90, 80, 70, 75, 95, 100, and then 999 quits. All right. That's a simple while. And then in the body here, you'd figure your average, minimum, maximum, things like that. All right. So that is the while, and it's, I say, conjugate twin until. Use whatever you want. All right. Now, the other type of loop that is commonly found is the for loop. All right. And the simplest of these is you say for and some variable like num in, and the n says in this list. And we can have a list of 3, 6, 9, 12. Do echo $num done. And I'll say 3, 6, 9, 12. All right. So the syntax of for is for and some variable name in some list. There it is, a list of values. All right, and the loop, the do, and the done are still the body of the loop. And we're going to loop through this body with this variable, assuming each one of these values, again, they're space or tab or white space separated values right there. For I in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Do echo $I done 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. So we can do a list of numbers. We could do a list of anything for fruit in apple, banana, pear, peach. Do echo $, fruit done, apple, banana, pear, peach. One of the more useful uses for this is iterating over files. I've got a lot of files in this directory for I in star. Star is every file. Do ls-l $I done. And there are all the files. Well, okay, I could just do an ls-l on that. We could do a little crazier thing for I in star.zip. Do ls-l $I done. There's a list of all the zips out there. Oh, by the way, if you want to take the output of a loop and run it through a pager or something like that, here's how you do this. For I in star, do ls-l $I done, and then you take the output of the done and run it through more. And that'll give you, as you can see, a screen full at a time. All right, well, so far we haven't done anything that we can't do with an ls. Well, we can get a little fancier here. For I in find dot dash type F or dash type D. Find all the directories in the current directory. Probably give it a little more descriptive name. For deer in find dot dash type D. Do ls-ld $deer done. And you see, this gives us a listing of all the directories in the current directory. Okay, now that's starting to get interesting. All right. So that's some of the for. All right. Basic syntax for some variable name I in and some list. All the 3-letter ones. For I in find dot dash type F dash size plus 100. Do ls-l $I done. Find a list of all the big files in the current directory. Well, maybe we want to zip them up. Looks like some of these are already zipped. So how do we get a list of large files that need to be zipped? For I in find dot dash type F dash size plus 100. Do ls-l $I done. But I don't want the zips, so I can do a grep dash v zip. Find out all those that don't end in .zip. See? We have eliminated all the .zip files. So now we have maybe a list of files, large files, that maybe we can zip up and save some disk space. All right? The other form of the for loop looks a lot like C programming. All right? And the control part has three parts to it separated by semicolons. It goes something like this. For, open double paren, what to do the first time around, the initialization. In this case, maybe I equals 0. Then what to test for, I less than or equal to 10. As long as that's true, the loop's going to continue. And then what to do every time after that. Increment I. And then we do our do, echo $I, done, and that should count from 0 to 10. There it goes, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now again, this is like the C programming part here. Don't do the I-LE10, less than or equal to 10. Won't work. Remember, in the double parentheses here, it's actually going to do arithmetic computation, not the test kind of computation. Again, this is a different syntax for the for loop. I rarely use this. I really, really rarely do. Most of the time, it's for file name in some list of files. Okay? So that is the highlights of while and for. Yeah, you can use until. Yeah, you can use the alternate formulation for the for. Most of the time, I just use the straight while and for I in some list of things. All right. Hope this helps. Email me if you have any questions, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.